All right, guys, welcome to a little React video. Nick just dropped the way EA might listen to us with Nate the Foot accountant. This was on the stream a few days ago, I believe, if not 2 to 3 days ago. He just posted on his YouTube, so I'm gonna do a react to it. I'm gonna try not to pause too much, but I want to give my thoughts as well when they're going on. So let's get into this video.
All right, man. Welcome to the stream, everybody. Welcome, Nate.
Welcome, Nate.
How you been doing, man? You good?
Yeah, I'm doing well.
Cold.
I'm literally streaming from a back room in a basement right now, as the missus and I are in between houses, but we're almost there. How are you?
Dude, I'm pretty good, man. I can't lie. Like, I mean,
Hey guys.
I'm doing what I can over here, bro. You know, I've reached that like point of really more than pissed off. So we're trying it out here. But I feel like the community, to be honest, man, like. Just, you know, I'm willing to obviously hear your perspective, but it's been like, I feel like It's been a really good response, man. Like just people like willing to like feel like, I think the majority kind of agree that like we can do something to at least try to get the attention a little bit. Hopefully that's, I mean, ultimately, like, I think what I discussed with Nep and NickRTFM yesterday, or whoever else wants to come in.
Oh, I do want to say that Nick and Nepenthes, it was like a 2 hour long session of them all talking. It was Nepenthes and Nick for like probably the first 30 minutes. I would recommend go checking out that full video. Honestly, it's really good insight. Everyone gives kind of their thoughts. They kind of go back and forth between each other. Some, counter arguments and stuff like that. So if anyone who hasn't seen that, go check that one out. That one's 2 hours long though, so I didn't really want to react to a 2 hour long video. This one's 41 minutes. But yeah, let's get back into the video.
Into is like, at the end of the day, I just want there to be more effort. Like, I understand that, I know you do gameplay on stream and stuff, but like you're more of a menu market guy, man. Like even that side of things, dude, it's like, it's so sad how we can't even really use the menus this year, and there's been no effort into like any of it, right? It's really, that's been my larger concern for every single part of this game. It's been really a struggle all around the board. But I'm actually really curious to hear like some of your opinions on maybe some of the stuff I started. I know that basically everybody either reacted to the initial thing I did and then maybe even talked more further about when we've been adjusting and editing, and then added even more additional thoughts. People put their own twists. Like I haven't even watched Matt HD Gamer's video, but Matt, I guess, has made a video kind of talking about more of his experiences with some of the weird stuff that EA has done. And it's been like, I think it's been really interesting to kind of see like everyone's individual experience. So anything you want to talk about, I'm all ears. That's going to be the majority of talking I'll do in our call today.
Yeah, no, that's great. I mean, I did watch that Matt HD Gamer video, the one that he released yesterday. And I was hoping that we would maybe be able to talk about it a little bit today if this was going to happen, because there were some things like that he pointed out since he was in the partner program, like, the creator program or whatever.
Yeah.
Which I have been in now for, gosh, it's been like 2 years, I think.
Yeah.
I finally won a trophy on FM Cold
like some of the things that he said, I was like, dang, like I had no idea that they ever. One of the things he said in his videos was he made kind of like a rant video back in, what is it, like FIFA 17 or 18 maybe, and he was like, I had people from EA literally messaging me and saying like, dude, we don't like this video, like. They wanted him to take it down, type of thing, and because that, in my experience, I have not heard of
some
that
rats,
happen.
man.
Like we've made videos
EA's the
before
Fed
over
trying to
here
control
about,
everything.
The game, and even this week, right? And I've never had pushback like that, so that was something to me where I was like, oh shoot, like okay, I completely understand how they don't like the negative talk about it, but at least now, either now they're at the point where they don't care enough to respond and say anything, or they're just like, it's whatever, it's okay, and they don't care about it as much. I don't know. I thought that was really interesting part about his video. That was one thing that I took from it. But
yeah, I haven't seen that, but that was the initial thing that people were actually really surprised with Matt's experience. I will say this with Matt HD Gamer too, because I felt like Matt was somebody that was closer to EA in the past, and like it's been really interesting because I feel like Matt is also one of those people that I feel like Matt has really hit the point as well, of like he's been really annoyed. Matt has actually been personally, whether people believe that or not, Matt has been like reaching out to me for years, dude, about things that he hates with this game and like stuff that's going on, which I know Matt is probably not in our community necessarily maybe as a like, I think Matt is an OG FIFA legend, right? Like he's like
Agreed,
someone
yeah.
who's been around forever. I don't think he's one that's like right now, you know, like an impact of yesterday where like Ozzy was like, I'm not going to do store packs anymore, or somebody like me that's not going to do that or any of it, right? But I think Matt is an interesting one to all of this because Matt actually knows EA more than any of us do. So he's one of those guys that like that's why I was talking yesterday with like Nep and those guys, and it's like trying to figure out, I mean, you're a great asset, right? Because you have an in with these guys. I think, unfortunately, I have probably gone the route over the years of like some sort of unprofessionalism and all, but the frustration.
I want to say real quick before he moved on really quick from Ozio, but the fact that Ozio made a video saying he's no longer going to open the store packs, you know, with FIFA points, that's like insane. I think that's a huge help because he gets like 200 to 300,000 views depending on the promo and those promo packs, right? And it's crazy that he made out a video because he probably is the biggest pack opening, you know, YouTuber out there, right? For FIFA, for FC content. Next is Nick, of course, but I feel like Ozio gets a ton of views on those pack openings, and he opens a lot of the store packs, and I think that's a huge help that Ozio actually stepped up and made the decision as well. So, but yeah, onto the video. So,
frustrating part to me is that when I ever had any contact with people at EA, the contact was never like real. You know, it was all like pretty staged or like really kind of like false hope and promises. So I don't know. I don't know if there's other things you would like to discuss.
Someone in the chat said, "Is that Christian Eriksen?"
Insight wise, other
I think
topics.
one of the things that I was listening to the call yesterday with you three for a little bit. I think that the whole idea of we're doing this now, and as somebody who is like, you know, I'll say this too. I'm in the EA partner program, but I mean, I don't know, like, do they really like me being in there? Because they obviously know that like the way that I am playing this game is
That's true.
Without saying it too in the face, which now I'm definitely going.
I'm not in the EA program. I've never even thought about it, honestly, but is it easy to get in? Is it just like apply and you're automatically in, or do they review like your channel, your profile? You got to link them something? Like, I don't know how that works. So, because if everyone could just go in it, I doubt they care about the people in it, right? Because if everyone's allowed to go in, there's no way they're gonna like check and review over 300, whatever many thousands of people are in that thing.
To do more of, like, say, do not spend FC points, but like that's been the foundation of this, and that's what I've talked about the past couple of days. Like the whole thing that I do on this game is helping people understand the content and the market, reporting on the news, and making coins so that you can do whatever you want in this game by spending a little more time and not having to spend the money. Like, does my tie with EA, like, am I kind of like, you know, to the side a little bit? Like, I don't feel that way necessarily, but I think that when we're ending up presenting these things that we want to see change in the game, once we get their attention, however long that is or however that works, like maybe I'm not the guy to be the one to try to deliver the news, but there's other guys that are in the program that are very popular creators that have been in it for like years, kind of like Matt was before he left. And I think those guys have actually pretty good relationships with the guys at EA.
Yeah.
And I feel like they would be more apt to listen to some of their feedback as they already have in the past. Like, I know there's changes that have been implemented in this game from feedback that guys like maybe Bateson and a lot of others, I know his name for sure, but like a lot of others have had direct impact on this game from their feedback, which has come from the community, but like they're the vehicle, I guess, you know? So
yes, they are the vehicle. That like, and that's what I'm fully aware of that. Whether the community or not is not around that idea. Like, I think we all understand that. I'm sure there's certain creators and stuff, man, that are like, you know, going to these like dinners and stuff with even EA employees and like know them well enough to the fact that I could tell you one person that, you know, so like that even works there. I don't really know them on that level, which is.
That's one thing I want to say too. People who are in that program or whatever that get flown out to these events or like he said, go out to dinner with these people. I feel like EA knows that content creators. This is why I know they know, right? It's because they're trying to bribe and kind of, you know, what am I trying to say? I guess bribe, yeah, in a sense, but they're trying to like sugarcoat. Not bribe, I guess. What am I trying to say? I guess, yeah, bribe. They're trying to bribe these content creators who are part of the program and be like, oh, we're all lovey-dovey and all nice and bubbly when you're with us, right? But realistically, still, like, the frauds that they are, like, in this thumbnail that you guys are seeing on the screen, like, they literally are frauds, man. They're just using content creators to butter them up tell everyone that's on during the stream, like, hey guys, like EA is actually nice people. Like I've went dinner with them, like they're really great people. So don't talk bad about their game. That's like what they're trying to do with these creators, and that's why a lot of these creators are really, really afraid to speak up. I think is because they don't want to lose the opportunity of getting flown out to events and that kind of thing, and then two is because they are getting bribed by EA. So that's just my thoughts on that.
It seems like the influence of top creators or people that are popular that aren't affiliated over the years just hasn't mattered like at all, you know, like when any people have wanted to make any sort of change. So it's gotten to the point where like I actually think that if we can just get the whole community kind of really against what EA is doing, at least with their revenue stuff wise, like and put a really toxic narrative on what they're trying to do, then maybe it'll just have to force a hand. That's, you know, it's like it's one of those where I don't know any other way we're gonna be able to do it. I think hitting them in the pockets is going to be the only way, which is important that, you know, I think everyone. Yeah, I mean, it's like it's even like, you know, Nate is like a guy.
That's the number one thing I think is we're trying to get their attention, and the only way to get EA's attention is to hit them where it hurts. We have to go for their pockets. We have to go for the wallets. Once they start realizing they're losing funds, that their money's going down, that their revenue isn't as what it used to be, because we all know that the player, like the amount of people that are on the game is definitely went down now, but the amount of money they made is probably up because the $50 store packs, and it's just like recuperated everything that they might have lost from the other players that were missing. They recuperate that from the $50 store packs that everyone was buying via why this is like the best thing to promote not spending FIFA points, because if we don't spend FIFA points, they know they're going to be losing a ton of money because the player base is down. And if that little bit of that small batch of players that are still opening packs, they go away, the FC point being spent is going to be way less, means way less money they're going to make. And I think they're going to have to respond to this. This is why I think this is such a great thing that we're doing. This whole boycott EA thing is just going to work out, I think, in my opinion. I think it's going to work.
Guys, Nate at the end of the day is like a market guy, right? A trader, and like EA definitely don't like that, right? Because that's going to minimize sales even within itself, right? It's like, and that's why we see that they are moving away from like enabling any of you to, you know, most things that get released on this game now are untradeable in the store, right? There's less and less of what we used to have because they're trying to, like, I see this is also the problem with people don't realize the decline of this game and everything, right? And in a few years, bro, I wouldn't be surprised if we literally have such a limited market to the point it's not even relevant at all. Like, I think they are trying to move so much into the first owner, untradeable vibe. I don't know if they're ever going to fully move away from it, but it has slowly been going that way.
That is so true, guys. Everything you get is untradeable besides Rivals Rewards, but everybody takes untradeable because you get more packs, more cards. And EA, like I'm telling you guys, on the outside looking in, if I didn't play this game, if I didn't do anything, I'm an outsider and I looked up like, wow, these guys are geniuses. They're not allowing us to get coins and to get tradable cards. So in order to get these other cards, you have to get them from the store, and it's genius on their part. It really is, but they're just some
way, right? So that's going to force even more pay to win in the future for them. That's more benefits for them as a business.
Exactly.
Right. Like if the only way where you can get players is by the untradeable packs and all that stuff, then totally it does that. Like I see it too. Like everything this year with so many of the store packs being untradeable, like people open lightning rounds because they want a chance at packing the cards and then like to make coins off. Like, you know, it used to be when you were aiming for a big pull in this game from whatever pack you were opening, paid or not, like you were hoping to get that player. And then if you hit something sick, you also get the monetary value of the coins that player was too. So, yeah, it seems like coins have less importance. Like when you go and look at the fodder prices, like earlier, was it like 2 days ago? Everything was minimum price. Like 84s all the way to 88s were almost minimum price.
Yeah.
Which is nuts, you know? So
it's
go ahead.
Yeah, these guys, I just personally think with that, like, this is why, unfortunately, to the unliking of some of the members of the community, which is understandable, people haven't liked what I've tried to do here with getting people to wake the fuck up, like, just in some sort of way with this game, and realize that what we're doing day to day as creators, man, we're doing a disservice to everyone in this community, man, by just continuing with this bullshit, right? Because it's like, there's not effort. It'd be one thing if I was like, okay, EA have such internal issues that they don't know what to do. But I just don't see any effort, bro. You know what I mean? Like zero.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, there's more effort in EA trying to control what the narrative is of their game than there is in them actually working on the game. For example, right? We see this Matt HD. And if people aren't aware of this, and you probably have heard this, one of my agents, right? I have two people that help me with off-stream stuff, with doing like brand deals and stuff and all this, right? Because I don't have the time to do it. I don't have the time to negotiate. That's for those people to do. They get a cut, right?
Yep.
One of my agents that works at UTA, which is United Talent Agency, right? He had a direct hint from EA to tone it the down a few months ago, just randomly, had nothing to do with me. Even I've only had in the previous 3 years 2 contacts internally with EA. Something they offered me in November, which was $9,000 to promote people to download this game, which I denied. And then 3 years ago, they said that it would be good for my
EA. If you're listening, $9,000 is a lot of money. If you want me to promote your game, hit me up.
My career in the future to work with EA and have access to working with things like Liverpool and doing videos. Denied that as well. Said, F you, I'm going to go my own way. I've made my brand what I've made because I did it for me. I'm self here. You guys gave me the platform, and that's all I need, right?
Yeah.
But the problem with that is, like, they care more about controlling their narrative. The fact that they're reaching out to someone that knows me to tell me to slow the down is ridiculous. Like, because at the end of the day, when I make these rant videos, Inception makes these rant videos, bro, it's out of like us wanting better for the game. That's what people don't understand, bro. And it's like it's crazy. And that's the thing. Like I get sick because I'm like, I know even when it's time to go right now, dude, like there's people that are hesitant because who knows what messages are being sent some places, you know? Like obviously I respect that you like this is the thing too, the narrative on the EA creator. I don't like obviously, you know, like I know you work with EA and are partner with them, and there's nothing, I don't think there's anything against that because I think you're very real and objective and statistical and data driven, and you're very honest. Like your videos are literally about the trading and what's going on and what's going wrong, and you always make rant videos when things go wrong. And it's like, how do we know in this community, right, who is saying what? We don't. All this stuff is so manipulative behind closed doors, man. And that's why like it's upsetting, bro, because when we want as a community changes and we want effort and we want things done, it resorts to this situation. It resorts to, okay, as a community, we're going to have to literally get together, have them try to miss some money with this plan, and we're going to have to try to have bad media coverage. And shit's going to get toxic, bro, right? Like, obviously, I don't want any other creators getting this toxicity, man. But unfortunately, bro, it's just gotten to the point where I feel like as an entire community, we are so frustrated, dude, with the lack of changes. And we're so dumb enough as a community to not get together and really every single person invest into it that we're never going to see any change. And it's like, it just frustrates me, man, that like all this stuff.
That right there, man. I've never seen everybody try to come together and try to go against EA. I've seen a creator or two do it, right? Like I remember Nepenthes, you know, always talking crap. That's why I love Nep. He's always like just keeping it real, like always, all the time. And that's why I love Nepenthes. But we've never had like this amount of people, you know, respond, say something back, make a video, tell people to stop spending FIFA points, like all together as a community, like getting like what Nick's original tweet had like over 3 million views. Like we've never had a ton of people come together and try to have a stop and try to get the whole community try to revolt towards EA and have them, you know, actually take a look and be like, yo, we gotta like take a step back, realize what everyone's saying. Like the majority of people that are going on Twitter and seeing like boycott EA, FEA, you know, all that stuff. I think like they have to respond to this. Like this is why I think this is such a great movement from everybody trying to get together and do this, small creator, large creator, whatever it is, and everything in between. Like this is gonna be like I think this is the right movement, the step in the right direction. Sorry.
Stuff is going on behind the scenes. I don't know who has what going on within EA, and it's like I'm so disappointed in EA overall, not even our community, that EA would rather spend more time telling people to say this and to not say that and to work on it's so disappointing that they would rather do that than actually invest the effort into their game, right?
Yeah, totally. And like I'll say this about the whole like EA creator thing too. I don't feel like I've ever been in the 2 years that I've been a part of this program, ever like not been able to say what I want to say in that way too. So I wanted to say that like as well, because I think that there's a lot of the EA creators that, or maybe most of them, that are like, just they're being honest, and like they have their frustrations, which are basically the same as all of ours, like all the communities and those that aren't associated with like the EA Creator Network in terms of the creators, right? I think the frustrations are all stemming from the same desire, which is, this is what I talked about in the video that I posted 2 days ago, kind of looking at your tweet and all of the, comments and some of the stuff that was coming from that. It's all coming from the same desire to make this game better. And I think that's the momentum that we have to carry forward and not let it die off like it has so many times before. And I'm 100% committed to doing that. Like, I've been saying it every single day now, like being more adamant about, instead of just kind of saying, oh, we're doing this today and trading in a video, like, oh, we're going to focus on this, like, focusing on, hey, we're going to be doing this and trying to help people, especially that are like making this switch right now and trying to be a part of this and saying, hey, I'm not spending FC points anymore. I'm done doing this. So then, they're wanting more information about how to trade and spend a little more time on the game to get their coins up, to open that 500k pack that they would have spent $50 on before, but now to spend it with the coins. So like actively doing what I can by saying, no, we're trying to make a change. No FC points, not on share plays or anything like that.
Yeah.
I haven't spent FC points for years, but just actively saying like don't do this. And then this is what we're trying to do because of it, and trying to get a response and open up the doors of communication and make it more serious than it ever has been before. So
I'm on
I'm
Xbox.
totally
I can't even do share
Absolutely.
plays.
All right,
Absolutely.
cool.
So,
Dude, I pulled up your video from yesterday, right? So I didn't get to watch your video,
mhm.
but with your you pulled up the earnings situation, right?
Yeah.
So
and go ahead.
the way I'm reading this is that it's 5.5 billion in that's for 2024 with the from March 31st 2020. How would that work? March 20.
Yeah, their fiscal year is off, so it's like their end of the year is in March instead of in December.
Okay.
So yeah, like the end of the year for them for 2024 was March 31st, 2024.
Okay.
And so that whole number that's all their games too.
Okay.
It's not just FC, FIFA, but like we all know, and it's been
Madden,
said in their
Apex,
conference calls before, that like
Battlefield.
70%, maybe even more of their entire business is this game.
Yeah, I've heard that
So-
70% number a lot.
Yeah.
So
So if you look at those numbers and just say, okay, 70% of this is this game,
yeah,
then you see like, what was it,
feel like Apex
2.2
would
or
get a lot of
something
money
was
too.
game sales, and then
2.20, but 5.547. So that's 5.5 billion, right?
right, and then the slide above that was just the last quarter, and there
Okay.
was only like 333 of game sales. Because think about it, a lot of your game sales is going to be in September and October when the game first comes out for them.
There we go. Slide above. So, yeah, slide above. So game sales were. Okay, I've scrolled up. Sorry, bear
No,
with
you're
me. I
good.
haven't seen this yet, so I'm just trying to interpret this correctly. So, net revenue was higher in 2023. I'm looking at this. Hold on. Quarterly financial results. 3 months ended.
Yeah, I think the left column was like 333 for
Yep.
2024, and then it was like 1.4 or 1 point something. Like that was just the last quarter.
There's no surprises that sales are down, Nate. And I think you're the analyst here. I would that's where I would label you here. So the question here is that also, I could be wrong. Was this game not more expensive this year than it was last year? And anyone in the chat that can help us out? Because I feel like I remember a huge outrage that regionally this game was more expensive this year.
Yes, I don't know if it was in dollars, but I think it was in the UK. Yeah, that's what my chat is saying. In the UK, it was
so
like,
that would
yeah.
also add in a figure of the revenue is a little off, right? If it was more in the UK, because they're doing huge amounts of sales in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
So it's also maybe, I don't
think I
know.
spent
like,
$89.99
user how to look at this,
US
but it would
dollars.
probably also, obviously it's full game. It's down a bit in sales, but I think it's down a little bit more than we expect. And maybe, you kind of know what I'm getting at here.
Yep,
It's a little more expensive
totally.
per unit.
Totally. But then I think if you look at like the amount of FC point sales, like that per unit is up like crazy. Like I think there was a 2024 to 23 comparison there of like that quarter, and it was like the in-game purchases or live services versus like the game sales, and it was like a pretty big
Whoa.
jump.
It's way more than the game sales. Both,
Yeah.
even if we're looking at like this 3-month ended quarterly one, right? It's
Right.
like, it's like 4 times, 4.5 times on both quarters.
Yep.
Which is crazy. Which means as a community, yes, there's the casuals loading up money and people are crazy addicted. But as the community, we need to get people to just shit on that number, dude. Because that number.
Hold on. I don't know if I'm stupid right now, but wait, let me move my face cam. So where it says full game, and it says 333, so $333 million they made off of the game. Live services is like FC points. So, and I think that's right because he said 4 times, so that would be around 4 times the amount. So 1.4 billion in just packs. That is crazy for just FC points. Yeah, if we do this boycott thing, it's gonna go down. We gotta get it way under $1 billion. They gotta like, it's gotta be a number so where they freak out and the EA's like, oh my god, we need to do something.
Is obviously, let's just take a percentage because Apex is free, right?
Yeah, Apex is free.
I think so. Yeah.
So then, what other games does EA have that are like cost money people pay? Madden, but that's not going to be anywhere close to FIFA sales, right? So at the end of the day, like I'm not here to say like let's not buy FIFA every year, right? Because at the end of the day, everyone's gonna buy FIFA every year anyways. They also have NHL, F1. That's not going to be the hit. I would agree that I'm probably thinking that. Let's just say like 70%. Let's just for the sake of it, like on this quarterly one, right? Let's just say they're bringing in $1 billion a quarter off FIFA's store stuff, right?
Yep, that's accurate. I think.
Just, even as a community, man, like I don't know, it's impossible for us to know until we give it a long shot try here for a while, because. Yeah, I agree. The largest critique we've seen from every single person in the chat is that they will not do a damn thing, dude, until their revenue gets killed.
Yeah.
So that, and I agree. I think you agree. I think everyone agrees with that. I think no matter what side or feeling you feel with this, the only way you're going to have change is if they're actually forced to get off their ass and change. We know that my rant videos, Inception's videos, no one, yours, does anything. It doesn't change anything, right? We know that the people that work with EA and they talk to EA, and maybe these EA creators are telling stuff to these guys that, maybe I don't believe or you don't believe, right? And you don't feel is right. But we know that not a lot changes based on that. So, yeah, obviously, this is going to be the only way. But I as a person looking at a business, dude, even like a 5% hit, if the entire community can get together and we are not including 95% of the revenue the casuals are, no matter what, can still go on, spend multiple thousands, right? I think it's enough, man, for these guys to be like, hey, we're missing this window of the community, and we can win them back if we actually show them some effort. And I'm not out my ass here, not getting rank 1s, not having coins, not complaining about that part of it. It's nothing about any of that. It's not about any of that. It's about the effort that we as a community are receiving from this development team. That's what people need to understand. We are getting no effort. Simple fixes, brother. Like, you're making your videos. Nate, I don't watch your videos this year. I can't lie. I don't watch anyone's FIFA videos for the most part.
Yeah.
Whenever I do an offline YouTube video, right, I have to, and it's a menu video, I sit there and cringe because I have to edit out or just try to think of something to waffle about. In the 2 minutes, every 5 minutes, I have to reset my game, which is 3 or 4 times during a 20-minute video. I would assume any of the viewers that watch you, I would assume it's probably similar. You probably do the same thing, right? It's like,
oh man, yeah. Yesterday, especially right now with how the random disconnect you get in the game. I think it happened like 4 times during the 20-something minute video yesterday. Like, yeah.
So it starts with that, dude, and I think the overall awareness that none of us are really look, at the end of the day, for all of us as creators, it's all going to be in our benefit to have a more realistic action plan rather than our corporate direct account that continuously gets memed, right? Because nothing they really tweet is good or productive for us, and it's never surely on time. So it
facts.
I don't know what is the end goal here, but the goal is to, if everyone is still confused of what the goal is for us as a community to hurt them financially so that we can go from there and see, now then, EA, what's your play, right? Like, what do you want to do to help us, right? Is it okay, we're going to vouch to you that, we're hiring whatever, 20, 30, because this whole outsourcing, this whole, I'm talking too much here, but there's so many things, right? That have happened, dude, where, you know, everyone's account's getting hacked, and, you know, it's because we're outsourcing and it's human error, right?
Yeah.
It's like, it's exhausting. We talk about the black market, right? Where like,
Oh yeah.
employees are, and, you know, a lot of this is like, I feel bad because I think a lot of this now is going to lie on the EA employees, and they're going to feel this heat. They're going to feel this pressure. They're going to feel this negativity. We've seen many EA employees over the years just f***ing quit because they're like, this is the worst job ever. All I do is receive hate. Yeah, Sheer, and maybe still works there. Corey, Zaro, all these guys have left because they couldn't handle the heat, and a part of me doesn't blame them for that. The goal of this is not to get them to change. They can't do f*** all. I think they're cornered. The goal of this is to get the higher ups to look at it and be like, damn, dude, right? Our hardcore community day to day is putting out terrible words about us 24/7 and telling us we are, you know, more than just football Twitter accounts replying, calling them scammers. We have huge creators literally saying, this sucks. So there's nothing wrong with anyone playing the game. There's nothing wrong with anyone checking 6 p.m. content. There's nothing wrong with anyone doing icon picks. There's nothing wrong with anyone playing foot champs. I don't know where that has been misled. You guys can do whatever. That's not the problem, right? And we're looking at the statement here. Most people watching this stream, even if you don't play FIFA, probably bought the game. We all did, right? That sum number is way lower, right? Than, and it's way more important for EA as a company to talk to shareholders instead of active players matters way less than final sales, right? So you guys sitting there doing your squad battles and all your stuff, that I'm not faulting you for any of that. I don't think it actually matters that much, dude. I think what matters is you know, hurting them in the pocket. So
yeah, and that's the whole point of this, right? Is to get their attention and say, like, okay, if the community can make this big of a movement and it actually makes a difference to their bottom line on the game, not to say that we're trying to take down the game. Like, this is not.
No.
We like aspects of this game, and we all have memories on this game. If you play the game for longer than a couple years, like, you know, you going back to the older FIFAs. I started in FIFA 15. Like, I go back and think about those memories, and I'm like, man, there were things about those games that were amazing, right? And we want it to return to that sort of thing with the new stuff in it as well. But we just want to have the cares of the company as well as the cool stuff and the content. And I think my last big point would be, like, I think we have to be ready to come to the table, and you guys talked about this yesterday too, but we have to be ready to come to the table with ideas respectfully and say, like, okay, we got your attention, like, let's have a conversation. And they can say, okay, well, this is feasible for us, and then we can say to them, well, can we push you a little bit on that and, like, try to get some more out of it and get what we're trying to get accomplished, whether it's servers and gameplay and menu stuff. Like, man, one of my biggest complaints market-wise is, can we please not coin ban people for just buying a silver card or selling a silver card from their club for 10,000 coins? Like, the coin wipes this year,
man, that's ridiculous,
have been run rampant, man. And, like, the L2, the menu thing that makes the, like you said, glitch out all the time. Like, that's, especially coming from a menu grind standpoint, that's sort of the thing that I'm focused on the most. I'll let you have the opinions on gameplay because you guys know more about that than I do. But the menu stuff, like, yeah, just kind of the inner workings.
Yeah, but even you as a gameplay guy, because you've played over the years, like, how do you personally feel about this year's game? Like, do you
trash? It sucks.
Are you like get evos and everything outside?
It's the worst ever,
right? Like, just compared to, I don't know when you started playing FIFA, but how you feel about, you know, when you play the game. Do you find the same levels of, like, annoyance at all the glitches and everything that I see? Do you see that too? You know, does it frustrate you as much?
I think the things that I get annoyed with this year specifically are, like, just like I feel like every time I'm moving up the pitch, I'm going up the wing, and there's no, oh, hey, I can run a 4-1-2-1-2 and pass to KDB at center attacking mid and have outlets and have space to turn and look like he would in real life. And so, yeah, it's really like just being everything so clogged, and then you dribble down the line because that's where there's space, and you look up and then there's 8 guys in the box, and you're like, oh, okay. So, yeah. And that's probably my biggest issue. I think the playstyle pluses, like, in a good game, playstyles could be, already are really unique and really cool. I think they would be even more cool if you would be able to fully use a Tiki Taka plus.
Yeah.
You know?
But you don't even have the space or time to really use it. It's one of those where it's tough to, and, you know, I could have my own opinions about playstyles, but I also agree to the other side of that. I don't
Hot take, I don't like playstyle pluses.
think you're able to use them enough because of the lack of space.
Just go back to where there was traits. I just don't give me the playstyle pluses. It just reminds me of like, if you have it, you have like superpowers. I don't know. I'm not a fan of it.
Lack of, speed, style. I think a lot of that, you said the 8 in the box, the 10 in the box, it really hinders the potential with some of the stuff that EA have added. So I also agree with that. Nate, it's funny because like some of the stuff you even mentioned right there, dude, it may come to the point with like this stream where I'm happy to, at some point when we can find the day, chat, that it makes sense. Obviously we have City versus Spurs today, so it's not the day that makes sense, but guys, I can't tell you, there is more things wrong, glitchy, unfixed, insane in this game, that it's so much more than any other game I've seen, that you could like square root it almost, dude. Or not square root it, you could like it's like times over. It's so much more than any other. And I'd be happy to do a dedicated stream to literally point out every single thing. I mean, these are not even things that I'm gonna sit here and say like, this part of the gameplay, I don't like it, it's slow. No, these would be like actual facts in the game that are, everyone can sit down and say, hey, yes, that is wrong with this game, right? And it's one of those where, I don't know, EA surely knows all this, but maybe they need a full professional cookout of, I'm sure there's videos on YouTube that cover it. But again, this is the thing with EA, guys. That's not going to be enough. And unfortunately, it's a lot of what life is going to be about. It's going to take larger, influential people to make change. It's not going to be able to just... It's one of those where you're going to need that, or you're going to need a revenue hit for any chance, any thought of it. It's just how it's going to go. So I think it's important that we all continue to be very critical. One
last point about the revenue. I'm just looking over that quarterly financial highlight again.
Okay.
The numbers right before, I don't know if you still have it pulled up, but actually like right below. So it shows like full game, live services, and other revenue, and then below that is like net income or loss.
Yeah.
The live services, like, it's not really that different from last year to this year.
Yeah.
But then look at their net income. They had way less expenses. And think about, I think Matt pointed this out in his video too. Like, if they're off that little, that's actually less income from year to year, but they have a way bigger net income total. Net. I mean, that means their expenses went down. So
way down.
Less employees, more outsourced stuff, which means more mistakes.
Their expenses went down 194 million.
Yeah.
$194 million their expenses went down this year. Because but bro, that's the direct whatever correlation, causation. I don't know, dude. I haven't been in school in a couple years, so I forget what all this stuff means. But you know what I mean? Like, that's the direct. They've completely, and also a part of that Chad's mentioning too is the FIFA partnership too is another one. Nate, that's true.
Yeah,
because they had to pay for a lot of that. But I would say as well, it is evident to me that there's less people working there this year. You could just clearly tell. That's why we're sitting here making this video about how we've had no effort in patches. By the way, Nate, I mean, I've never been a fan of thinking EA made good patches over the years. I think we've very rarely had a patch that was like, hey, wow, EA, W patch today, man. All right, so I make these videos trying out the game with the patch, and it's the same old. Nothing changed, or nah, this game is probably worse now, right? Because they got rid of this. Okay, so here is the thing I want to ask you, because I don't read the pitch notes as much as I used to, because I threw in the white flag and I gave up. I threw the towel. I'm like, I don't believe these guys can save any of us. Okay. Have they not made significantly less patches this year overall? I think like last year or the year before, didn't we have sometimes like 30 odd patches or something? I feel like we've had like 7 title updates this year. I don't know if that's like, I don't have the educated knowledge to tell you if they have or not, but that's my thought.
Yeah, I think maybe there's somewhere on like the EA like pitch notes page where you can go back and look. I might be able to pull that up and just like skim through it, but I would agree with the sense that the patches this year, I felt like they've fixed less or changed less or had less impact. Like maybe the biggest W patch of the year was them adding the toggle of being able to turn loans on or off inside of your club. Like,
I love that.
Okay, that was cool. But I think back to the biggest patches this year, and I think of like, you know, they nerfing the Trivellas and the Finesse, but those were like taking away 2 of the things that
the Trivella went down, but the Finesse is still really good.
Yeah,
or making them not as good. But yeah, it does feel like most of the gameplay patches are very, very minimal, and it's more just like updating a few back end things. But then, which then again, like we've talked about, and like I keep thinking back to the email that you got sent from Patrick Reed, aka the golfer. That's what I think of when I see that guy's name.
That was funny.
If that's real or not, I think a lot of the things that he said, I've heard direct from EA that this game is built on a foundation where it is old and it's been built on top of. And I keep using Jenga as the analogy. Like when on Jenga, if you pull something out of the middle, the bottom, you put it on top, eventually it falls over. And that's kind of feels like what's happening with the base of this game. The employees that built it are not there, or the people that are there now don't know what is all happening when they change something. And it affects something like 4 or 5 different places that they didn't mean to change.
Yeah, like code, like take out the middle piece.
Yeah, that's right.
It's a great analogy.
Also, Chad is reporting right now that there is a content glitch today. So
really,
I haven't checked the content in a couple of days because, to be honest, bro, I'm still having nightmares of the Bundesliga team of the season. It has nothing to do with what's going on right now. I just need a little fresh air. But it's crazy, man. Like, and that's the thing. There's still people that will say I am complaining. I am wrong. Like, it's just, dude, this main problem for me is the fucking effort this company is giving us this year. Sunday. It's like not one day goes by where they fix something from the other day, but the problems just keep accumulating, right?
Yes.
Today there's a new pack that people are completing, and it's not even appearing in the store. You have to open another pack to see it. It's just broken. Yes. Everything is broken, bro. Sunday, they release an icon content at 6 a.m., not 6 p.m., right? There's like 2 other things that even happened this week, and not even including what happened on Friday. Oh, it's just... Man, it's getting exhausting to cover. I'm sure it's like, as every creator in this community, to have to like act like everything is okay and the house is on fire. It genuinely, this game right now for the future is reminding me of the just let it go, bro. It's over. You've seen it with the Gucci bag, right? And it's hanging on by a thread, bro. This game for the communities that watch us is no longer, people are not really growing anymore. And it's art. That's what I don't understand, man. A lot of this game right now is being carried by the hardcore creators, man, that continue for us to all make content because it's what we've known. But at the end of the day, the game is not anywhere in my spot defendable at this point. And we've just got to a point
feel like the game's not even done. I feel like it's a beta.
Bro. Because
it's like a beta
Patty in the chat
point,
right now that's telling me stop playing is the weakest kid I've ever seen in my life, because Patty just quits. Every time life is tough, he quits. Every time his family requests something he can't do it, he quits. He runs away. Every time his girlfriend wants him to sacrifice, he quits. He's a weak kid. I'm not a weak kid. I'm willing to sit here and fight for our community and work with people to try to get something out of these bozos, bro.
Facts.
That's where I'm after, man, and that's where we
let them know, Nick.
Like I want to keep playing this game because I really like FIFA and I grew up playing this game and I don't want to stop. But that's just my shit. Like that's how I feel. So I think we have to be strong as a community and really try to hurt the revenues. I think your video is so good showing the data. I have been looking for that and I haven't really found it. So I'll be looking into that. And I love your thumbnail. EA Sports are frauds. This is like, I got to work on my thumbnail game, bro. You're killing it. I would click on all these videos.
He does have really good thumbnails.
I knew that putting that on the thumbnail probably wouldn't earn me any brownie points, but like that's how we feel, right? And I
like the Superman
that's why
one
we're
he
trying
did with Jude
to
Bellingham.
make some changes and have these conversations and come up with those lists and figure it all out to try to just make this game what it can be.
I know
if anybody knows his thumbnail guy,
you overestimate how important.
Let me know in the comments.
Right? That's what I'm
attempting
to do here is unite our community, because this is a lot larger than me, brother. You know, but the thing is that we are going to need, man, the consistency of it pushed to everybody.
Yeah.
So it's nothing about me, brother. It's about what we want as a community in the future. And I think it's a bit selfish of some of you guys that aren't seeing the perspective that if there's any chance of any of this working, it's going to be for the bettering of your experience as well. That's what I'm missing here. Some of you guys are acting like we're doing this as creators because we want to have a better day-to-day job and enjoyment with the game, which is absolutely true. But at the end of the day, it's supposed to be a better enjoyment for everybody. It's supposed to be that you search for players and it works. It's supposed to be that you enjoy playing the game more. You enjoy this and that, and it's like we're just trying. So.
Yeah, and that's why I think the biggest, or the voices are going to be the loudest, and the biggest impact is going to be had if we continue to be like actually caring about it and doing something about it. Like, I've already got and maybe it's not just me, but like, what if every creator who wants to kind of be a part of this and spread the news and like is operating in a way where we all post a video that's somehow related to, no, like I'm already seeing for myself, like start of FC25, I'm like, this, you don't need to spend points on FC25, like, or
Yeah.
FC25, no points, something like that. Whether it's like, I know Nep and Nick mentioned like a one YouTube channel altogether with a bunch of ideas.
They should do that for sure.
Everybody individually.
When I heard
like,
that, they definitely got to do that.
Just be proactive. Hey, you realize you don't have to spend money on this game, and we're doing this to try to get a better game for all of us. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the main part of this.
I'm excited about it, bro.
Whole boycott EA.
It's like, it's kind of like it's uncomfortable in a way too for a lot of people, and I think that's why some of the reaction to your tweet happened. Like,
yeah, because it's not easy to make change. It's easy to be comfortable.
Right, and I credited you a bunch in that video because I was like, realize it or not, like Nick is sticking his neck out here and trying to make a change, and I think what you did with that tweet is going to be like the start of all this good stuff, and I think it really is going to make a difference. Promise I'm not glazing chat. Yeah,
but it's important that you are optimistic, right?
Yeah,
anyone that's fucking pessimistic with this, bro, go do what makes you comfortable and go do it, right? And keep doing it because you don't care enough. And if you don't care enough, why the hell should anyone force you to do something you don't want to do? So that's also what I'm trying to make sure that I'm talking to these creators and shit, man. I don't want creators, as much as they are feeling like they're probably getting cornered and bullied, because I do think it is the right thing, and a lot of people do. I don't want anyone to do this when they don't want to, So, all right, man, I'll let you go. I don't want to waffle too much.
No, it's all good. That's a good conversation, man. I appreciate everything that you did, and I think that it's bringing good stuff. The hate has kind of like, the dust is settled from the weekend too, which I think is good.
It's the internet, man,
like the anger, right?
Yeah,
but yeah,
I mean,
it is
the internet. Some people are just, look, like there's also a group of our community that has more hatred outside of the annoyance and things they feel towards EA that just are, you're going to find people on the internet that are like ruthlessly negative, man, that just, bro, once there's, brother, without getting political, any protest in real life as well has this as well, right? You've got the section that makes it insanely violent, right? And it gets crazy. And it's like that happens in everything. Any movement going on, there's always going to be that corner that's like, bro, they have no chill and they don't know how to actually be objective with it and they take it too far. And so when I'm seeing like EA creators getting Indeed links and, certain people like that's not fair to them, man, and it's not going to help us in the long run. I think Nep made really good points yesterday about how, hey, Nep sees it better than me. He's 20 years older than me. He's like, yo, we got to be professional here. There's still, I'm still not up there. And I got to realize like, hey, if we're going to do this, it's just got to be objective. Let's cut the money for these guys. And that's it. End of story. Business done, So.
Yep.
All right, man.
No,
good
exactly.
Talk.
Absolutely, bro. Appreciate you.
All right. They ended up, it was like a minute left. They're just saying bye. But I want to add on to a little bit more of what they were saying right there too, especially at the end with Nepentas and Nick28T. I think that was probably the best video. You guys should go check that out for sure if you haven't. I know it's 2 hours, but cut it up throughout the day or throughout the week. But I think it's a really good one. Or listen to it while you're playing champs or something. But I really like that video. I like the Matt HD one as well. Ozzy's was cool, but it's more like stopping opening sword packs. That was like the real big issue with him. I still don't think he's really going that hard. I don't know. I mean, that was a good video, but still, I think all in all, like what this whole thing is what we're trying to do as content creators. And I know I'm talking from like someone who doesn't even have like 1,000 subscribers, but what I'm trying to say is, if we can we as in the community, the content creators, everyone that has any eyes on us, right, and the community, if we can get everybody to stop spending FC points. Like Nick said, 5 to 10% less in FC points sales and transactions for them. That's a huge hit towards them. So they're gonna notice that, and they're gonna have to react and respond to that to tell the top dogs, the people with the suit and ties, that hey, they're gonna report back to them and be like, hey, why are our sales down? Oh well, actually, there's a whole union, like kind of like a union, like a strike of all these people on Twitter and content creators on YouTube. They're telling everyone to stop spending FIFA points. They're kind of doing a boycott. And then they are going to be like, yo, why are they boycotting? And then they might go on Twitter. They might see some of the things. They might see some of the videos. and they want this, and this change. They want better gameplay. They want the menus to be better. They don't want people to get banned from just selling silver cards. There was a tweet a long time ago. I don't remember if it was last year or 2 years ago, but FIFA said every card is obtainable. I don't remember. It might have not even been EA. I think it was EA, but they said every card is obtainable. Because there's things like trading in the game, stuff like that. Anyways, that was like one of their things, that main points that they said. But you can get banned from just staying on the market, transferring all these cards and selling cards back and forth, like because they think you're selling coins, right? They don't want to promote that, or they don't want that on their site. People buying coins and making a ton of coins, so they're thinking you're part of that problem, so they're gonna ban you. But this is the thing, like how, like people are just wanting to trade, like the foot accountant, like Nick, the foot accountant. Nate, right? He got his account wiped just not that long ago. I think he got everything back. I'm not too sure. But I remember watching that video, and I think he got his account wiped, which is crazy. Like all the millions of coins he got wiped, and I know a few of the people that got their coins wiped, accounts wiped as well. So this is what I'm trying to say. Like EA is just like they gotta just I don't know what they gotta do. They gotta like revamp everything. They gotta start from the ground up again, and or not even just the ground up again, but they just really need to. They can't release beta games. They can't release games in the alpha stages still. Like the menu thing where you're searching up a card on the transfer market, that should never happen. Like never. It should never like die on us like that. That's crazy. I won a game yesterday, right? And I talked about it on another video. I won a game and still lost because I got disconnected at the end of the game after the full 90 minutes were up. Like that should not be happening. These things should not be happening. Like let's fix the core issues with the game. And then add on to that. Then we can worry about evolutions. Then we can worry about, SBCs and that kind of thing. Like I feel like they got to fix the core issues of the game first, like the gameplay, the menus, the bugs, the glitches. They got to fix all that stuff first, and then worry about everything else. Like I don't know. The EA is just crazy right now. Like I don't know. Like and another thing too, they give out compensation a month or two right later, but when it comes to fixing the rewards for foot champs from Mbappe and Dembele, they'll fix that within a few hours. But compensation, you might have to wait 2 months. Like sometimes it takes a while. Sometimes it's a few days or a week. But even then, like that's still too long. But you can patch up that little update with the League One packs. I'm out of focus now. I'm a little bit out of focus there. But anyways, like I'm going too hard right now. I'm ranting too hard. But yeah, I just want to get my reaction to this video. I did like this video a lot. The foot accountant saying that he's part of the EA content creator program, and they're, it's crazy that he posts videos. Literally, he just made a thumbnail saying EAs are frauds, and they're not really. I mean, I don't know if they said anything about that, but still, like he still isn't really that afraid to speak his mind about it and the errors and bugs and glitches, and his thumbnails even, kind of showing shade to the EA. And yeah, guys, I just hope everyone out of this whole thing. I want this to still continue forward. I don't want people to just die off the hype of the League One and the Mbappe thing. I don't want it to die over this week, right? I think if we should continue going forward, La Liga drops tomorrow or today by the time you guys watch this. I'm not sure when you guys are watching this. And La Liga's going to come out. And I just don't want everyone to be like, okay, La Liga's out. I want Jude Bellingham. I'm going to open store pack. Just don't go to the promo packs, guys. Really, really want to reemphasize that. I'm not sure what the right word is, but really don't go in the promo packs. Don't open the store packs. Just player rivals, open those packs. Player champs, open those packs. If you want more packs, play foot draft and squad battles. But that's where we should cut it off. And your upgrade SBCs as well. And objective. There's so many ways to get packs, guys, to try to have a chance of getting those team of the season cards. It's not just in the promo packs. There is other ways, right? Take rivals rewards tradable. Sell all the cards. Try to build up your coin balance. Trade a little bit. Build up a few million coins and then buy that card you really want to buy. There's just some cards in the game that are impossible to get, right, with coins, like Mbappe. So, I know it's sad. They got to fix a lot of things in this game. Hopefully, moving forward, the boycott continues strong. Don't spend FIFA points again. I do really want to see Nick, Nepenthes, and Nate do a video, like a YouTube channel called Boycott EA, and list like a 20-minute video of just listing all the problems and solutions they want, and some list all the problems, but also try to give some sort of solution as well. Well, I guess the bugs and glitches is kind of hard to give solutions on because we're not like game designers, but you guys know what I'm saying. I think that's a really good point that they should do, and then post it on Twitter to get it crazy going up. And then just any content creators out there watching, promote the non promo packs and that kind of thing. And I think we're gonna go far. I think we're gonna make a huge impact on their sales the revenue when it comes to the FC points. And I think they're gonna have to react. I think they're gonna have to when they see the numbers go down. I'm telling you, the guys in the suits at the top of EA are gonna realize why our sales going down, because that's what they care about. They don't care about the people. They don't care about people being mad about the gameplay, about the bugs, the glitches. They care about the M's in their pocket, the B's in their pocket, the billions, right? They want to see that. What's the effect on that? What is the reason for that? And that's all they care about. So if we can affect that, like Nick has said in the beginning, I think we can try to start some sort of revolution, or like some sort of feedback from them, and try to get some type of change. But for now, guys, that's going to be it for today's video. Like, subscribe, shout out Nick, Run the Foot Market Nick. Go check him out. Go check out the Foot Accountant, Nepentas, Nick 2018, Matt HD, Gamer, Ozio. Anybody who's ever been in support of us, check everybody out, man. It's a FIFA community. We're trying to make a change, guys. But for now, I'm out of here. Adios.